the decision. Right, let's go to our correspondent Nomia Iqbal, who's been following this trial. So Nomia, it seems now just got a few minutes to wait.
Yes, it's the waiting game, and we did get notification about an hour and a half ago that this verdict was coming, and so we are waiting to see what the jury has decided. The jury of 7, as you said, they have to come back with a unanimous verdict. Just to give you a sense of what's happening here outside the courthouse, so it was, when you're waiting for verdicts, it was obviously very quiet and people were patiently waiting, and then when we were told there was a verdict coming, obviously everyone sprung into action. There are fans who are now making their way here to the court. During the 6-week trial, there have been so many fans outside, hundreds of them, largely Johnny Depp supporters, to see a glimpse of him. I just spoke to a 19-year-old who lives nearby, and she said to me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. She said that she's come here to see Johnny Depp. I told her that Johnny Depp won't be here because he is in the UK at the moment, but she said she wasn't disappointed by that. She really wanted to be here for the verdict. Now, we know Amber Heard is already inside court, and we are now just waiting to see what that verdict will be. As you mentioned there, unanimous. We are expecting 2 verdicts. Just to remind people watching, this is a case of Johnny Depp bringing defamation case against Amber Heard, but she has countersued Johnny Depp as well. So the jury will be delivering 2 verdicts on those defamation cases, and also the jury will have to decide what damages to pay as well. So that is what we're expecting from the 7 jurors around about in the next 7 minutes or so.
And Nomia, we'll come back to some of the details that we heard in the case just a little later, but I want to pick up, because you were talking about it there, the level of public interest, that atmosphere outside the court. Early on, I struggle to find the words in a way, because this clearly is an issue that has gripped the country. It is polling, more followed than plenty of other stories that potentially you could argue have more of a bearing on the life of America and the future of America than this. But of course, you've got to remember, at the heart of this are 2 actual real human beings. This is real life.
That's right, and that is something that both of them have actually talked about when they were giving evidence on the stand. Johnny Depp said he wanted his life back. Amber Heard said the same and talked about the kind of abuse that she has suffered as well. And they've been here before. 2 years ago, Johnny Depp sued the British tabloid The Sun after they published an article in which they called him a wife beater. And Amber Heard, it wasn't Heard versus Depp in that case, it was Depp versus the newspaper. She gave evidence as a witness. In the end, the jury, so it wasn't a jury in the British case, a judge ruled that most of the allegations made against Johnny Depp were substantially true. So they have been here before. But what's different about this case is that it's been televised. Everyone has got to see the good, the bad and the ugly of their relationship, of when they were married. They've both gone into such private, personal, intimate details about what they both went through. Both of them have accused each other of violence, of abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, psychological abuse. They've both produced pictures and audio recordings and all sorts of evidence and witnesses to bolster their claims. And of course, these are 2 Hollywood stars, particularly Johnny Depp, who has been a Hollywood star since 1983. He's been in some of the most iconic films that a lot of fans here have either associated with their childhood or they've learnt about. A lot of his fans here are very young as well. So a lot of people feel very deeply rooted to the case and their stories. And of course, it's been playing out hugely on social media, which you'll hear many people say that this is a tale of 2 trials, the one inside the courtroom and the one outside on social media. Everybody has an opinion on it. People on social media, the fans out here. Just a weekend ago, I was having dinner at a restaurant and there was a table of women and they were just talking at length about this case. They were giving their opinions. But their opinions don't really matter when it comes to the American justice system. The only opinions that matter are those opinions of the 5 men and the 2 women inside that courthouse behind me.
And Nomia, let's take a look at what we'd heard then throughout this 6 weeks of the trial. Some of the details, which of course we should probably warn people watching at home, some of them are quite graphic and quite difficult. Perhaps you could just remind us, we had the summing up from both lawyers at the end of last week. Remind us what their central claims are for their clients.
Well, for Johnny Depp, this is the central to his case is this article that was published in the Washington Post in 2018. And in this article, Amber Heard talked about what it was like to be a survivor of domestic abuse, what it was like to suffer sexual violence. She never named Johnny Depp in that article. But he claimed that it was clearly about him, that it ruined his reputation, and it led to him suffering damages in his career and basically becoming an outcast in Hollywood. So he sued her for $50 million. And, his claim is that he never laid a finger on her, that he never, ever abused her. She countersued him. And she claimed that he had defamed her, he and his ex-lawyer, by comments that appeared in an article in which his ex-lawyer said that her claims were a hoax. So she sued him for $100 million. So basically, what you've got here are two cases that the jury has to decide. Johnny Depp is accusing Amber Heard of defaming him, and Amber Heard is accusing Johnny Depp of defaming her. And so defamation cases are generally quite difficult to win in this country because of the free speech laws. But both of them are basically, Johnny Depp is saying that he never ever was violent in the relationship, whilst Amber Heard is saying that he was, that she suffered. And so that's essentially where they both stand. But it is ultimately a libel case, and I think it's important to stress that whatever verdict comes back, it depends if they both lose the case, let's just say, that won't be a judgment on their account of their relationship. That will be a judgment on the defamation case itself, if whether they met the threshold. But as I say, we have to see what the verdict will be. But it is probably going to be one of the last times we hear from both of them, from their case. Let's just say Johnny Depp, the jury comes back and decides that they're not going to rule in favour of Johnny Depp, then he could appeal the case. But that would require him to bring forward new witnesses, new testimony, new evidence, and it's generally legal experts say that's very unlikely.
Yeah, well, I was just about to put you on the spot, Nomia, with your legal knowledge, which is slightly unfair of me. But, we know broadly defamation cases in the US are pretty challenging to win.
They really are. And actually, the threshold here is much higher than the threshold in the UK case. And remember, Johnny Depp lost that case. And that is, as I say, it's because of the free speech. And that is what Amber Heard's lawyers have argued, that the article that was published was her free speech. And the crucial thing here, so for the jurors have to answer 24 questions in terms of the case that Johnny Depp has brought against Amber Heard. And in those questions, they basically have to decide, was the article about Johnny Depp, was it written by Amber Heard, and was it done with malice? That's the key word, i.e., did she do it knowing that she was making a false statement? Did she do it recklessly? And that's quite a high threshold to get over.
Okay, Nomia, we're just going to give you a little break there just to listen in. We can see the courtroom there filling up quite substantially. We still haven't seen the judge, of course, who is absolutely vital to these proceedings. When we do see the judge come in, then, of course, we will be silent and then listen into that. But they seem to be standing up now. It seems like this is the moment the judge will be walking in, and as they sit back down, and I'm assuming the camera will switch around, we will now listen in.
For everybody in the gallery, reminder that this is a court of law, and regardless of the verdict, I will not tolerate any outbursts whatsoever. Okay? Thank you. I could have the attorneys approach for a moment.
So they've just cut the sound feed there in the courtroom as some discussions are taking place. If you're just joining us, we are awaiting minutes away now from the verdict in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial. It's been going on for 6 weeks. The jury has reached a decision, and we are waiting to hear that in this courtroom in Virginia in the US any moment now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I need you to do, I need to give the forms back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out the compensatory damages. It has to be at least $1 for compensatory damages and up to whatever you feel the damages should be. And for punitive damages, you can put a 0 there, or you can fill out that as well, but I need those lines filled out, okay? All right, so if I can have you retire back to the deliberation room and do that for me, okay? All right, so we'll be in recess till we hear back from them. Don't go too far, okay?
Thank you.
So the words of the judge there, don't go too far. This whole trial has been televised and, well, they've injected just a moment's more drama and suspense to these proceedings. The jury receiving some instructions from the judge there and have retired again to follow those instructions. And so we still wait for the verdict. And we won't be the only people around the world watching these proceedings. Many, many people are. Let's speak to our correspondent, Greg Mackenzie, who's one of those watching. Greg, the global attention on this, regardless of what you think of it, the rights and wrongs, the global attention has been extraordinary.
Well, it has indeed. A Hollywood superstar in Johnny Depp and his former wife, Amber Heard. Now, attention, billions of people watching on TikTok. Some said a jury by TikTok. The hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp has had billions of hits on that platform, whereas the hashtag supporting Amber Heard, not so many. Now, on the flip side, both have received countless abuse threats, death threats. It's got quite serious in terms of the hatred towards both of them from both sides. So a 6-week trial and almost over, as you heard there, the judge informing the jury to now decide how much in damages, because they haven't wrote that in their forms. So that's telling. We don't know what side it's going to go, or if it will even go either side. It could be dismissed. We just don't know. That will come back in the next few minutes. But in terms of international attention, the court case is filmed every day, televised around the world. And I think a lot of people just said, some say they just couldn't get enough of it. Now, journalistically, factually, this is really a case about both accusing each other of ruining their careers, and ultimately it's played out in court, and hearing details about that relationship, that marriage that ended, and who assaulted who abused who, and vice versa. So very public case, and many people coming to the defence of both of them over the last few weeks in court. Most famously, Kate Moss testified from her property in Gloucestershire, testifying on video link to answer the claims that Amber Heard's team had suggested that Johnny Depp had pushed Kate Moss down the stairs when they were in the Caribbean many moons ago, only for Kate Moss to say that wasn't the case. She had slipped, and it was Johnny Depp coming to her rescue, where the paps got the photos and then made the story up that he had pushed her down the stairs. So you were hearing lots of testimony like that from people from all over the country, really, in support of Johnny Depp. So time will only tell in the next few minutes as to when the judge makes his decision in this case.
Yeah, we will hear the verdict of the jury in just a few minutes, as we heard the judge saying to everyone in the courtroom, don't go too far. Interestingly, she also said there right at the beginning, didn't she, that this is a court of law, serious proceedings, of course. This isn't a time for big reactions, and she preempted any reactions, emotional or otherwise, to what would be said in court by saying that this wouldn't be appropriate. And it's a reminder, isn't it, of that balance that this is. Of course, this is showbiz. This is literally Hollywood. These are Hollywood stars, but actually this is also real life, and really painful and difficult tales of marriage, and a picture painted of a pretty dysfunctional relationship at times, and actually some really sobering details we heard over the last 6 weeks, Greg.
We did indeed. I mean, details about claims that Amber Heard had attacked Johnny Depp in Australia whilst he was filming Pirates of the Caribbean, only for a surgeon to come into court to say that Johnny Depp's finger wasn't sliced and wasn't injured in any way, and comments about him writing in blood on a wall after that incident. Details that were quite disturbing at times, some would say, but ultimately, what looking in on the case, some would say that it was a bit of a toxic relationship, and now it's being played out for the public to really get an insight into the lives of Hollywood A-listers, which is, you know, something you don't often privy to. It's very private, a lot of actors and actresses, but in this case it's now public. And remember, this isn't the first time for Johnny Depp. He was in the UK having to defend a case which he lost. So this for him, and both of them really, is about their reputations and damage limitation, one would say. But ultimately, both have said, both of their legal counsels have said that they both would wish this case to be over so that they can move on with their lives. Now, as for Johnny Depp, he's been seen in the UK as of yesterday, performing on stage at the Royal Albert Hall with a music band. Jeff Beck, the British guitarist, he was performing in Sheffield and at the Royal Albert Hall here in London. So we believe he's watching this unfold here in the UK. As for Amber Heard, we're not sure if she's still stateside or in another country watching it as it unfolds.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for that, Greg. Yeah, I did see that photo of Johnny Depp on stage. It just added yet another slightly surreal turn to this court case. And yeah, we did see Amber Heard in court just a few moments ago. Greg, thanks very much for that. I want to talk now to Sean Mandel, Los Angeles-based entertainment reporter who's been following the trial. Thanks very much for coming on the programme.
My pleasure.
So they're making us wait just a little bit longer now, aren't they?
They are, and I think it's really telling that we know a little bit more now that there are going to be damages awarded. That implies that the jury has found for one, either the defendant Heard or defendant Depp, given the fact that both of them have defamation suits in this case. If that had not been the case, if the judge had not asked them to list specifically the compensatory damages, the amount in terms of dollars, then it would imply that maybe no one had been found in favor of, that both of the defamation suits had been thrown out.
Sean, that is excellent detective skills. If you are right, we don't quite know. It's a good theory at the moment. It probably sounds convincing to me. We will wait to see whether that comes true, but that's a really interesting observation you make there. More broadly, on the case itself, whatever way you look at it, it's been an extraordinary 6 weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think we've seen a celebrity trial like this in recent memory. I would be hard-pressed to find something in the last 20 years that would even compare to this. The fact that the cameras have been in the courtroom and we've been getting these not only videos and audio recordings, but text messages as well, intimate text messages that reveal the innermost thoughts and feelings of both Depp and Heard at various different points in their marriage, has been quite remarkable. And it also goes to show, given how unflattering the portrayal has been of both Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard, just goes to show how seriously Mr. Depp wanted to litigate this, given that he would have almost certainly known what would have come out in this trial, that everything that wasn't out already would come out through discovery and through subpoenas.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, isn't it, that we're going to lead on to now, actually, because yes, we're waiting for these verdicts, but effectively we can already make an assessment of the lasting impact of this trial, because we now know so many, admittedly, allegations about behaviour in this marriage. Where do you think this case leaves first Johnny Depp and then Amber Heard?
Well, I think that it leaves Johnny Depp actually in a stronger position in terms of public image and PR than he was in prior to this trial. Because, as one of your reporters mentioned, there has been a tremendous amount of support for him on social media. Now, we could parse why that is and look into sort of the motives or who might be behind that, if anyone is at all behind that. But he has regained a level of public support, or at least had his supporters come out more publicly than they had previously before this trial. So he, I do think, in the courtroom of public opinion, is coming out a bit ahead. For Amber Heard, I do think that she so far has come out worse for the wear, and that has to do with a combination of factors in terms of the case that her lawyers, that her attorneys put forward, and also just how she's been treated on social media. And she herself addressed that in her rebuttal testimony that she gave just at the end of last week. The question will be, will either of them be able to have anything like the career they had before, or a career at all, where they will be able to work in TV, film, or sponsored promotions for products such as L'Oreal, which Ms. Heard had a contract with prior to all of this drama ensuing and unfolding in the public eye. That is very much unknown, and I do believe that the result of this verdict will have a huge implication for that.
Fascinating stuff. Sean, thanks so much for talking us through that. We may well come back and speak to you once we have a verdict. For now, though, thank you very much. And just say we are watching these aerial images live from Virginia, emphasising really, I suppose, the centre of attention for so many people's lives and attention over the last 6 weeks. And what is about to be said, those verdicts about to be reached, will be significant and will reverberate around the globe. Many column inches will be written about what these verdicts are. I think we can go back now to Nomia Iqbal, our correspondent there, who has been following the case. Nomia, just whilst we wait now for the verdict, so just before I ask you about the last 6 weeks, just want to repeat what we heard there from the judge. Judge in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation case sends the jury back to add damage amounts on verdict form. So basically it was a bit of admin from the judge. Everyone came in. We were expecting it to be the big moment. And the judge sent them back out to add specific amounts or dollar amounts on the verdict form, which suggests, according to Sean, our last guest there, that some decision has been reached that there will be damages. But of course, I suppose there is another option that $0 is added on, and maybe we're barking up the wrong tree here. But just wanted to repeat that line. But Nomia, just talk us through what it's been like from your position over the last 6 weeks.
Yes, this trial has just... To say that it's had public interest is a huge understatement. So I just want to give you a sense of what's happening here right now. So outside the courthouse, there is a huge crowd that's forming. It was only just a short while ago when we didn't know if a verdict was coming or not today, but it was really quiet. Everyone's sprung into action. Everyone's been given about an hour and a half to get themselves sorted. But there are Johnny Depp fans who have now arrived here, and it's always been predominantly Johnny Depp fans outside the courthouse. I spoke to one fan who is 19 years old. She lives around here. She said to me this was once in a lifetime opportunity to be here and to see Johnny Depp. But Johnny Depp isn't here. It appears that he is in Newcastle in the UK, but Amber Heard is here. She is inside court. She is with her team waiting for that verdict. Johnny Depp's legal team is here. But just back to that 19-year-old, You know, I asked her what was so fascinating about the case, and she said that she was a Johnny Depp fan, she enjoyed his movies, and that she felt that it was important to be here. And that's kind of a lot of the stuff that other Johnny Depp fans have been saying here. In terms of Amber Heard fans, have to be honest, there's not been that many here. Usually you can spot them because there's probably about 3 or 4 of them, and there tends to be one particular person that all the media talk to because often seems to be the only person that is here, and I think that can tell you a lot about which way this has been going publicly. And you hear legal experts say, well, this is a tale of 2 trials, the one inside the courthouse and one here outside in the public domain. But yes, there are now crowds gathering, and people have their mobile phones up. They're looking at it's all obviously being televised out of court, so they're all waiting and watching, like all of us, for that verdict.
Nomia, we've been chatting a while now, and I realise we haven't really explained who Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are. Now, that might seem pretty obvious to lots of people, but of course there'll be lots of people right around the world who don't take a great deal of interest in Hollywood and celebrity. So let's start at the beginning. Who are these 2 actors?
Well, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are 2 actors that met on the set of a movie and fell in love. They were engaged, they got married, both big stars.
Nomia,
in their
I'm going to
right.
interrupt you
Johnny
there.
Depp,
So sorry, I'm going to interrupt you straight away because the judge has come back in and sat down, so we are going to listen in.
All right, Mr. Foreperson, is this the verdict of the jury?
Yes.
All right, is it unanimous?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Jamie?
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change." In the Washington Post online edition, quote, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change," end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 2, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, "Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath." That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail.
And we have to say goodbye to our
Quote,
PBS viewers. This is BBC
simply,
News.
This was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, "We've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp," end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Yes. Juror number 10. Yes. Juror number 15. Yes. Juror number 16. Yes. Juror number 22. Yes. Juror number 27. Yes. Juror number 29. Yes.
All right. I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. And I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
So there we have the verdict. Johnny Depp has won. He has won his multi-million-dollar US lawsuit against his former wife, Amber Heard. The jury there ruled that her article in the Washington Post in 2018 was defamatory, and they have awarded damages to Johnny Depp. And you can just see shaking hands there. That is Johnny Depp's legal team. Note closest to the camera. Let's listen in again.
Set this down for entry of an order. And can we do it on June 24th at 10 a.m. if that's available? All right,
Yes,
Mr. Chu, if you could prepare that order and then circulate it to Ms. Bretterhoff, and we can have all the objections noted on it. All right?
We'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, and if I get it before that date, I'll take it off the docket. Okay? All right, again, thank you to all the attorneys for your professionalism, and you're welcome to come to my courtroom anytime. Well, give me a few weeks, but then you can come anytime, okay? All right. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And there we go. The court is adjourned. The 6 weeks trial is over. And as I was just saying there, the hugs there is Johnny Depp's legal team on the right-hand side of the picture. Johnny Depp not actually there in court. On the left-hand side is Amber Heard with the blonde hair hugging her legal team, but she has lost. She has been found to have defamed Johnny Depp in that article in the Washington Post. It was a long list that the judge read out of all the various different counts and provisions that the jury reached their verdict on. And the headline is that Johnny Depp has won this defamation trial against his ex-wife, Amber Heard. You are watching BBC News.
You're watching BBC News from London. I'm Sean Lay. For viewers in the UK and around the world, you are seeing scenes from the court in Virginia in the United States, Fairfax, where Amber Heard has lost her legal case involving Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp has successfully sued her for defamation. The jury found in a succession of verdicts delivered in the last few minutes before the court after a 6-week trial that Amber Heard had defamed her former husband in an article first published in the Washington Post, in which she had described herself as a victim of sexual violence. The jury found that Johnny Depp had proved all the grounds required to establish the basis of defamation, including that the statement was false and that Amber, his former wife Amber Heard, the actor, had acted with malice. So that is the court case. We will have an order delivered by the judge on the 24th of June at 10 o'clock on that morning, when we will return to Fairfax, Virginia. Let's go outside the court now to our correspondent there, Nomia Iqbal. Nomia, this was an absolutely unambiguous verdict by the jury.
It really was, and this was, in terms of what they have decided, they have made a judgment on Amber Heard's account of life with her ex-husband and on her account of the abuse that she said she suffered at the hands of him. When that verdict was being read out, here outside the courthouse, crowds have been forming. There have always been crowds here every day for the 6-week trial. They've mainly been Johnny Depp supporters. It's very rare to find Amber Heard supporters here. But when that verdict was read, people just started yelling and screaming and shouting, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. He's not actually here. He's in the UK at the moment. But Amber Heard was inside court. We saw there on the, it's being televised from court. She had her head bowed down as those verdicts were being delivered. But yes, as I say, this is a rejection of her account of things. It's really important to emphasise that what the jury found, the jury of 5 men and 2 women, is that she acted with malice. Basically what that means is that she wrote the article in the Washington Post in 2018 knowingly that what she was saying was false, that she did it recklessly. That is a huge bar for you to climb over in America. In America, libel cases tend not to be very successful because there is the protection of free speech. And also remember, Johnny Depp lost his case 2 years ago in the UK, and that wasn't him versus Heard. That was him versus the British tabloid The Sun, where The Sun had accused him of being a wife beater. And in the end, the judge in that case ruled that a lot of the allegations that Amber Heard made against him, she was a witness in that case, in that particular trial in the UK, were substantially true. But here in America, he has won that case, and it is, as I say, a real rejection of the account of abuse that Amber Heard has said that she suffered in that marriage. So a total victory for Johnny Depp.
Nomia, thank you. We'll come back to you in a moment. We're just focusing on the main entrance.